It is a rook and two bishops against a rook and a pawn. It is white to move. Black is threatening both bishops, and if he captures either one, the game will be a draw. So how do we prevent either capture? We force him instead to capture our rook. This pins his rook, precluding rook captures e6, and if king captures h6, then he would lose his rook and we'd be winning. So this forces him to capture our rook. Now the problem is, if we capture his rook, he can still draw with king captures bishop. But notice the royal squares. We control h4 and g4. We can maintain control of h6 and g5 from any one of these squares. And when you connect these dots, you can see that bishop f7 is checkmate. Now the question is, which of these four do we want to play to? Identify the continuation. If we play bishop c1, he simply pushes his pawn and forces us to give up the bishop for the pawn, and that's a draw. If we blockade the pawn, he can play his rook to f5, and bishop takes rook is a stalemate. So bishop e3 is going to be our move, because if we play bishop f4, that's still in range of his king. So it's going to be bishop e3. I know our king covers, but at some juncture, if we play bishop f4 and he plays here, for example, we can't take because king takes bishop. That's a draw. And if we try to deflect the king, well, he does not have to move his king. He can interpose with his rook, and it's the same thing. It's just different. So if we were to try bishop f4, rook g5, bishop f7 check, rook g6, if we were to try to, say, make the king move away from his rook so that we could then capture his rook, well, but his king can move to g4, attacking our bishop. And on bishop captures rook, king captures bishop, draw. So for that reason, bishop e3. He is going to play rook g5 here. It's his only hope. And we are going to play bishop f7. That's going to force him into a zugzwang. Now, very tempted to attack the pinned piece, but identify the continuation. After the king comes to g7, our bishop is en prise, and we cannot take the rook without losing our bishop. So let's keep that pin in place and force him to move his king away without an attack. Bishop e8. Take the pawn, the rook is still pinned, and now go on to win with your two bishop checkmate technique. And if you don't know that technique, I'll link it right here.